Hi everyone, this is Arcadius and welcome back to Naval. Today we'll be reviewing the final American carrier in the tech tree, that being Midway. I have the sister ship and I have renamed her Coral Sea, which is not to be mixed up with the actual Coral Sea we have in game. I have renamed that one Franklin D. Roosevelt. So this is not the actual Coral Sea in the game. I want you to remember that. So for Midway, what does this ship bring to the game? Honestly, out of all the tier or top tier carriers, I do the worst with this one. Malta, I'm really good. Shinano, I'm somewhat decent, but Midway, I've never been able to really make a difference. So hopefully we can actually change that around starting today. So first, let's take a look to see what we have stats wise. 67,600 health. I'm pretty sure that's the smallest health pool out of all of the top tier carriers. We have 25% torpedo resistance. That's not actually that bad, honestly. We have almost 8 inches of armor. Belt of 193. That's a really weird thickness there. Maximum on the belt. This ship is extremely easy to citadel, and it's not unheard of to just absolutely one-shot it at the beginning of the map with long-range battleships. Ships like Soviet Union and even Montana's, or pretty much anything that can land enough shots, can citadel the ship relatively easily and just immediately destroy her right off the bat. You do have an armored deck, as you can kind of see here. So you have some protection against bombs. I don't know how quite effective it is, though. I don't really think I've been attacked in the games that I've played. I just haven't been really effective in the games I've played. So that's what we have for armor. Actually, let's do this. Secondary gun turrets. We have 18 secondary guns. And they're all lined up on the side. So you can see we have 2 there. Then they're just lined up in rows. Look at all these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 right there. And then they're all lined up on this side with a couple more in front as well. So yeah, you do have a slightly better potential for secondaries on this ship. However, I still do not recommend any kind of secondary build. At least not full secondary build. You're really going to want to go for AA, which is what I have, because you have 62 anti-aircraft guns, and your damages are impressive. Over 100 DPS at all ranges, and you can shoot out to 7.9 kilometers at 136 DPS. 195 at 5, and 116 at 2.9. This is with a full AA build. So you're going to be shooting down a ton of aircraft before they can get even close to you. Let's see what else we have. We have a speed of 33 knots, so she's also still a fast carrier and can keep up with the rest of the team. For aircraft, let's see, do we have upgrades for aircraft? Yes, for fighters, torpedo bombers, and dive bombers, we all have upgrades. So if you're going up against bot carriers, you will have that advantage. Here are the fighters. You are able to equip jet fighters. We have the F2Hs. And then we have Douglas ADs for torpedo bombers and Kaiser XBTKs for dive bombers. So you can see those here. Actually, let's take a look at the advantages of the fighters. Alright, so we're going to equip the base ones. Alright, so for fighters, you get more speed, more health, more kill efficiency. You lose a little ammo. You only get buffs for your torpedo bomber, so definitely go for these. And then you also only get buffs for your dive bomber, so definitely go for these. No, there's no question about whether or not you should go for these. Alright, so now we have 3 air groups that we can equip for this carrier. And honestly, they're all pretty powerful strike based. But let's take a look. So the first one we have, which is the one we're going to be going over today, is the final layout that we had for the Essex. We have 2 squadrons of fighters, 1 squadron of torpedo bombers, and 2 squadrons of dive bombers. The second one is 1 squadron of fighters, 2 squadrons of torpedo bombers, and 2 squadrons of dive bombers. And then the final one is 2 squadrons of each fighters, torpedoes, and dive bombers. So you have quite a variety, but as you can see, you have at least, what is this? The lowest amount of strike aircraft is going to be this setup right here. And you still have quite a few aircraft. Yeah, definitely strong strike capabilities. Add to that her powerful self-defensive AA that you can equip, and just her fighters in general. Yeah, the ship is a really powerful ship on paper. You just really can't be seen, because if you're seen, you're going to be sunk. Alright, so with all of that, let's toss her into a game and see how we can do today. Alright, here we have ourselves a game. 1 carrier, only 2 battleships, 5 cruisers, and 3 destroyers. Now, I forgot to go over the total aircraft the ship has, but I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it's 136 aircraft. As you can see here, with full squadrons, we still have 33 spare fighters, 22 spare torpedo bombers, and 33 spare dive bombers. So that's more than enough to make at least a couple more squadrons. But you also have to keep in mind that the top tier has the ships with the highest anti-aircraft defense in the game. Especially Montana's, you're cracking at least 500 DPS at the closest ranges. So for dive bombers to get through that, it's going to be hardcore. Torpedo bombers are a little bit better since they can kind of do drops from far away. But dive bombers don't really have a choice. They have to go right over the target. Alright, so it looks like our fighters and dive bombers are ready first. Let's bring out... You know what? Let's bring out everything in one area. I think we're going to try and use our fighters to split up the anti-aircraft defense again. Like I said, from tier 8 and above, that's really the only choice we have. But let's see how we can make that work. Alright, so let's see. Strong AA on the enemy ship. Well, Missouri has good AA. Monarch is not terrible. It's not necessarily strong, though. Minotaur, Des Moines, Alaska all have pretty good AA. Ibuki thinks it has good AA, but it really doesn't. Takao has practically nothing. Gearing has pretty good AA, as well as Akazuki. Tashkent has a couple people on deck with a couple pistols, and that's about it. So we have some targets that are better than others, and some that we have to absolutely stay away from no matter what. Alright, so actually, let's try... Well, I want to split up my fighters and everything, but I don't know if I have enough control over the map right now to take care of that. So the enemy Tashkent's already down. Alright, so let's bring out our strike aircraft. I think I want to go after this, maybe this Ibuki first, since that Alaska is pretty much next to the island. We're not going to get anywhere near that. Well, actually, we can go up to this Monarch too. So let's first drop this Ibuki. Game, I didn't want to drop there. Alright, so we just nearly wasted that because the game decided not to listen to me. That's always fun. Alright, so our dive bombers are in position for this Monarch. We already have lost half a squadron already, but let's see what we can do. 8 bomb hits, 1 fire. Honestly, that was actually pretty disappointing, but at least we got a fire and some okay-ish damage. I'll take that. Alright, so the carrier's on this side. Let's see where our carrier is going. Let's just go there for right now. Back to the fighters. We're fine. Alright, so I don't really know if I want to tangle with these fighters right now, because those look to be... They're F2Hs as well. Alright, well... Okay, so it looks like the Coral Sea, or the enemy Midway, has fully upgraded squadrons as well. That's interesting. Now let's see how many of these dive bombers we can get rid of before the fighters catch up to us. Alright, well they caught one squadron, so might as well focus both of them there. Our strike aircraft are almost ready. Let's keep moving. We're going to bring out everything right here for right now until we can figure out which targets we're going to go after. We're going to lose both of our squadrons, pretty much, because we're going to run out of AA first. But I'm also pretty sure we're going to fly over this big blob, and that's not going to work out. So we need to torpedo this Des Moines here. Maybe our torpedo bombers will be able to listen to us this time, and that way they'll actually be useful. Or maybe something like that. That looks pretty good. Alright, dive bombers, where are we? Is that Des Moines going to go down? No, she's not, so we have to use our dive bombers. Though actually, I'm pretty sure secondaries are looking up on here. Maybe we can take it down with secondaries. That'll be funny. Let's try it. Alright, in the meantime, we're going to bring our dive bombers over this way. We're actually getting some good damages with our secondaries. Can I get a secondary kill with this? Right now I need to focus on dive bombers. And we got a secondary kill. So, not impossible. Absolutely missed with the bombs. Lost an entire squadron. Always fun. Alright, cool. Let's bring our fighters back out, considering we are only one of 2 remaining ships on the team besides this Akazuki, so it's going to be us versus 5 ships. And maybe I can still pull a win off, I feel. I'm not too worried about it right now. Though I will have to surround my torpedo bombers with my fighters now that I am trying to take on the rest of this team. We need to finish off this Missouri. And then we can get our dive bombers back out and see what else do they have. They have a Coral Sea, Missouri, Alaska, Gearing, and Akazuki. So literally almost every single strong AA ship there is that was in this match. Fun. I'm hoping that, yeah, I was going to see maybe the Missouri will run aground again, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I don't know if I put enough food on that. Oh, we were still able to get 6 torpedo hits. I'll take that. I kind of need to bring my carrier down here so I can get into C, because they're going to win the points game faster than I can sink them. Where's my other squad? Come on, Squad 5, let's go. Maybe we can have a better dive bomb drop right now. Three bomb hits, 1 fire. I'm not quite sure why. Squad 4 isn't bombing. Alright, so Squad 4 is apparently deciding not to bomb right now. Alright, so Squad 4 is not bombing, so let's just send it back to the carrier because that's still apparently a bug in the game. Such a fun game. Alright. Can we bomb the Akazuki? No. Alright. Well, our torpedo bombers are coming back out. And at this point, I feel like I'm just going to lose this game because if my aircraft are not able to attack or do what I need them to do, then I am pretty much not doing my job as an aircraft carrier. Alright, so we're going to shoot down as many aircraft as we can. Going to see if we can work on this carrier ourselves a little bit. As you can see, we're definitely tearing down these aircraft. Immediately get a double fire. Getting some torpedo hits. Yeah, we're not going to win this game. There's no way. Which is unfortunate. Let's bring in our dive bombers. A bomb hit. I'll take that. 2 fires. Alright, so the next strike of enemy aircraft is coming back out. We need to knock those down. AA-wise, we're doing really, really good. Though we're going to lose points here anyways. Maybe we can get one more kill, but that's about it. No, not even that. The game's over. Alright, cool. So that was a fun game. Wish our carrier aircraft listened to us. There is at least 2 strikes that could have done a lot better. But we still had 182,000 damage, 1 ship sunk, 14 torpedo hits, 20 bomb hits, 53 aircraft shot down, 5 fires, 3 floodings, and 18 secondary hits for 2,900 base XP on a defeat. 30,000 damage in fires and floodings, almost 5,000 damage in secondary battery, 105,000 damage in torpedoes, and 42,000 damage in bombs. So even though not the best game, it's still a good damage game. Like I said, you can do a ton of damage, but you're still going to lose the games. So yeah, aircraft. Only 120 aircraft. They decreased it. Interesting. Alright, so with that, I will wrap up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And tomorrow we'll be going over the second aircraft layout for Midway. So again, thank you and take care.